Well, I think we were able to address, all the needs we were looking for. Obviously, we had a limited amount of scholarships we can offer, but we feel like we got a great group of kids that can come in and help us get ready for the 2013 season.
Charles, as the recruiting coordinator, can you talk about your responsibilities a little bit? What is an average week like for you during the recruiting season?
Well, it's a lot about just being organized and helping guys get organized. And Billy Cavanaugh has been great. He's our director of player personnel, and he's done a great job of making sure the right guys are on the road. Everybody's doing their evaluation forms and things like that. But it's more just about organization. We have a great staff of guys who've been recruiting a lot longer than I have, so they kind of know the ins and outs. And it's just, kind of keeping everybody on the same page.
Hey, Bill was saying that with only 15 scholarships, you guys have to be a lot more thorough. Like, how would that compare to, like how would you say you guys have to be more thorough, like, specifically, and maybe compared to, like, say, like, on a different team when you have 25 scholarships?
We just have to make sure that the kids are the right fit here for Penn State. Maybe another school that can sign 25 kids, they can afford to miss on 4 or 5 kids. We don't have that luxury. So we just, maybe we go that little bit extra mile, maybe check with an extra teacher in the school or do something like that to make sure that this kid's exactly what we're looking for and the model that we're looking for.
And what is that model? What's the right fit then?
We're looking for great football players who want to come here and succeed in the highest level, not only athletically but academically as well. And we have a certain scheme here, and we look for kids that fit that scheme.
Well, given Penn State always gets a lot of scrutiny. There'll be a lot of scrutiny in the next several years too. How much added emphasis is there maybe on intangibles and the off-the-field stuff in a kid and weighing that in terms of recruiting?
Well, certainly, we will never recruit a kid who we don't think is a high-character kid and who can't succeed here at Penn State. We'll never lower our standards, from that perspective. But we're even before the sanctions, that was one of our goals. Coach wanted good kids that can come here and succeed academically and athletically, and that hasn't changed. So we keep the same course there.
Charles, does it become more difficult in the coming years since you might not have even that 15 scholarship minimum with the 65 scholarship rule coming into play, I believe, in 2014? How much more difficult or challenging does that make your job and the staff's moving forward?
No, actually it's a challenge, but it's something that we're going to embrace and we're going to move forward with. These are the rules that we were given to play by, and we're going to play by those rules. But especially with Coach O'Brien's expertise with handling a smaller roster NFL-wise, we feel that we're well equipped to make sure no matter how many scholarships we have to give that year, that we can get great kids, great student athletes, and be very competitive out on the football field.
Can you talk a little bit about that? How his NFL experience in making do with a smaller roster translates to what you're trying to do here?
You only have really 53 guys that you can work with in the NFL on a week-to-week basis. So it's just about finding guys who can kind of multitask, I guess. Somebody who may be able to help you on special teams here, may be able to help play this corner position here, and it's just finding guys that are the right fit who can do multiple things. They say the more you can do, the more you can do. So that's what we look for.
Charles, are you guys working on that road to 65 now? Does that have to be part of your plan now this year?
It's always something, we got to keep in mind. So we're always actively working towards that. And every recruiting meeting we have, it's a number that we're constantly talking about and making sure that it's managed. And that's something that Billy Cavanaugh has done a great job of making sure we kind of, while we're us coaches, we like to stick to the big picture. He likes to, keep us on the straight and narrow, and he's done a great job of that.
And Charles, I think Larry Johnson was the lead recruiter for about half of the commits. Just what kind of critical role did he play in helping put together a class like this?
Well, Larry's been great. To rewind back to last year, he was key in keeping the kids that we had for the 2012 class, and then he helped get started on a lot of these kids for 2013 because about this time last year, a lot of us were just here about a month, and Coach really hadn't even got here yet. So he was a key part of holding together last year's class and kind of getting us on the right foot for this year's class.
Charles, how much you look for versatility in recruits right now, especially since you can't afford to miss on guys? How important is it to have guys who can maybe help out on special teams or in the return game in terms of offering them a scholarship?
Yeah, no, it's huge. We're always looking for that edge. We're looking for anything that can help us, football-wise. So definitely a kid that can maybe be a great corner and can also be a returner for us or help us in some other aspect of special teams. We're always looking for that.
How creative can you get with that?
We'll be pretty creative, I can promise you that. Yeah.
Charles, can you talk about the run-on program and sort of what you've been able to do there and how important that's going to be moving forward?
Yeah, we're really excited about our run-on program. We had a run-on day about 3 weeks ago, and there was probably 33 kids here, that were here to check out Penn State, and it's great. A lot of these kids, that I'm finding out is that it's their dream to play here at Penn State, and they may have had some smaller offers or whatever it may be, but they want to choose to come here to play football, and it's not a financial burden on their family to do so. So we're really excited about it, and we really have to thank the state high school coaches. They've been really great about getting guys in front of us who they feel that can not only succeed here academically but can help us athletically as well. So it's huge.
What does run-on day entail?
It was just kind of a introduction to Penn State. Meet the coaching staff. You know, meet who your position coach potentially could be. See the weight room. You know, a lot of guys have never been in this building before, so it was just kind of a day for them to get up and be a little bit more familiar with us.
Was there any,
Sorry, go ahead.
was there any workouts or anything like that? Or?
No, it was just kind of a social, casual type thing. Yeah.
When it comes to the run-ons, when you're recruiting them, does it entail like as much effort as when you're recruiting a scholarship player, or is it something like where you said, you know, those guys are dreaming about Penn State? Is it not quite as much effort in that process?
I mean, it's still effort. I mean, I won't get into all the rules about, because some of the rules for the walk-on or run-on programs are a little different from scholarship kids, but a lot of it just comes down to kids just wanting to be here. You know, it's their dream to run out of that tunnel on a Saturday afternoon or Saturday night, and it's been their dream since they were 4 or 5 years old. So a lot of these kids actively sought us out. So it's still a lot of work, but you know, it's been really rewarding.